Shell. It's got a lovely shell. DIR, it's actually really nice. Let's try to find something I want. There we go, scroll bar. That's nice. Yeah. However, this work has actually been done now on Aros, so not too far away we'll have the same thing. But again, it's it's all these settings up here. It's a bit more finished. It is nice. It's a great little shell. I really like that a lot. Okay, 68K software. Right, it's quite an interesting thing. This now, Morphos has got Trance. I think, please, if I've got it wrong, don't shout at me. But I think it's called Trance, which is just-in-time 68K emulator. Now, so if you've got applications that are system friendly, and I remember Commodore in the old days was saying, make all your applications system friendly because you're going to have trouble in the future, right? Well, that's absolutely true, but a lot of people didn't take notice. They still want to bang the hardware. So anything that bangs the hardware is not going to work properly in Morphos. Now, and now I'm sure it's exactly the same on Amiga OS. However, when you find an application that does run, it is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So obviously with Aros we've got Janus UAE, which is much more reliable, right? Because it runs everything in a virtual Amiga, so an emulated Amiga, so everything runs, absolutely everything runs. So you've got no problems at all. But it's not as integrated into the system. Obviously, you're running a virtual machine. Now, obviously, we've got emuMega, which is coming, which is a 68K emulator, which is started and it's actually running. At the moment, you can run the clock, which is a fantastic achievement. But we've got another year before we catch up, right? But I have to say, if you compare the applications that do run on this compared to running through, say, for example, on an Atom, which I think is fair because it's slightly faster than this, not much. I think it's a fair comparison. This will kick up the backside. Okay, the performance, obviously, because it's PVC compared to converted to x86. Now, that's comparing this to an Atom. If you compare it against, obviously, a 3 GHz dual core whatever machine, it's a different ball game. But I'm comparing it to this, and I'm going to show you this. Now, you've all seen, hopefully, my TV Paint demonstration. Well, wait for this. Right, let's run TV Paint on here. And I'm doing it at 1024, which is the same resolution as I ignore that. It's just because I've got AREX installed. So let's flip over now. If you can try and remember what it used to be like on Aros, it worked well, right? It did work well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not moaning. Right. Now here's something I recorded for Lightwave, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But watch how quick this works. Right. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to grab that. Okay, there we go. Instantly got it. Now, what I want to do is I want to clear this screen. Hang on, sorry my icon. Clear the screen, and I'm just going to do the same kind of thing as I do with when I'm demoing. So you might have to go back and have a look at the other demos I do. But watch this, how quick this is. Bang. That's really quick. Right, so let's clear that. This time let's just do something like this. Let's just bang that down there, bang that down there. The speed it's amazing. It has to be. It's obviously because this is a PowerPC machine. It must be to do with the fact it's easy. I know PowerPC is more in tune with the 68,000. It's obviously something to do with that. You technical guys can probably put an explanation up on it. But the reality is TV Paint, which is free, right, is amazing on here. I like it on my little Atom, my Amigas, and it works well. But you know, this is a different league, and I have to be honest about that. This is TV Paint on here is absolutely awesome. There are little things that's problems with it, minor things, but you get that with everything. But they can be cured. But TV Paint on here, fantastic. I'm sure I haven't seen on OS 4. I have no doubt that it'll be just as good on OS 4. So let's get rid of that. If I can find my cursor. That's TV Paint. Unfortunately, I've got loads of applications and things like Art Department Pro. I couldn't get Art Department. Art Department fails for some reason, and most of 90% of my applications, my 68K applications, don't run. Right now, I've not got the UAE on here to test it, so I'm going to do that later on. But I can't unfortunately run that. But I have got on here. And I did put it. It's not overly reliable, but I want to show you also performance again. This performance issue. I've got toast on here now. I've got lightwave now. Modeler will not run. I've got a guy who's having a look at it and see maybe if it can be tweaked, fixed, or whatever. I'm sure it's because it's banging hardware. I have tried new mode. It doesn't help. But I want you to see this. Now this is lightwave. Now what? I mean, you have to take my word for it. If you want to go back onto my videos showing it on the Amiga Atoms, I mean, it's the same speed as if you're running it on a 3 GHz, stupidly fast PC. This is 1.25 GHz, all right? And so if I load up an object, now I know for a fact if I load in the cow object, right, it takes ages to redraw, and it's obviously the whole conversion to x86. But let me just turn this. Sorry, God, I'm being really slow here, aren't I? Right. Edit objects. There we go. Sorry. Right. Let's rotate this and see how fast. I mean, see how fast this redraws. It's absolutely amazing. It's really, really good. Let's see. I haven't tried this just recently, but let me just make sure. Hopefully, this is going to work okay. Yeah, here we go. So switch that round there, scroll that across, let go, bang, and it is instantly redrawing it. Now you do that on the through the emulator, and it is still quick. It's usable, but it's just not as good as that, right? But having said that, everything works. Modeler works, like every single bit works. I can't do much with this. I have to turn off at the moment. Okay, at the moment, I have to turn everything off, and if I want to record something, I've got to make sure it doesn't try and open up a screen and all that kind of stuff, so I can mess about with it. But it's not really usable. But if they get it working, I mean, this is going to be the best I've ever seen. It's just wonderful. But again, I'm sure the guys on OS4, and I've seen this run on OS4. Okay, so I think they've got the same thing, having just as much fun with that. But I wanted people to see that because that's absolutely brilliant. And Directory Opus, here you go. Now this is my 68K version. I don't know if there is a native one, but they don't need it because they can just run this version, which is really nice. So all in all, what do I think? I'm not sure how I'm going for time. There is so much more I could show you. Oh, Scout, brilliant. Jesus, this is one of the things I love on Aros. Right. Okay. What do I think? Ambient. Morphos, right? Morphos itself, the engine. I mean, it's just a beautiful job. Okay, all credit. I know they've been getting a bit of grief from people, and certain people have said, they shouldn't have broken. Rubbish, right? They started this in early days. I don't know what the politics was. I have no idea. I know that the Amiga was going down the toilet. I missed a lot of it. But look, these guys have done a fantastic job. This is a wonderful Amiga. Honestly, I think it is. And I just think it's worth it. Have a go, have a play. You haven't got to pay for the license if you don't want to. I still haven't run out of time yet. 30 minutes, right? So you can play with it. Get yourself. Try and get one of these. If you want to know where you get them from, I'll send you the link. All right, how to get these? Just search on eBay for an eMac and you can find one. I would get an iMac. iMac Mini. Sorry, for about £100, £150, whatever. Probably the best bet. Try and get it with 64 meg VRAM. Apparently that makes a big difference, especially because you're then going to want to run it in a massive screen resolution. I'm sort of limited to 1024 with this monitor. But all in all, what can I say? I absolutely love it. I will register it. It is, to me, a worthy successor to the Amiga. And don't listen to the doubters. Later on, if I get a chance, I'll have a play with Amiga OS. I'm sure I'm going to say exactly the same thing. All right. But Morphos, I think it's a wonderful job, and all credit to all developers. And what more can I say? Fantastic. And I wanted to get this done before I go to show in Essen because I said I would do this, and hopefully you've been positive. And it's also for the Aros boys. Let's catch up with Ambient, shall we? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. As I always say, toodaloo.